10 foods forbidden by the Bible. 1. Blood and fat. Leviticus 3 says, "This is a lasting ordinance for the generations to come, wherever you live. You must not eat any fat or any blood." So black pudding and lard are unchristian. But why? Blood was associated with the spirit. It could only belong to God. Fat was probably associated with greed. 2. Bats. Leviticus 11 includes a long list of inedible birds. Among others, it mentions the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. All fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you. Bats aren't birds, they are mammals. But in Leviticus time, all flying animals were birds. 3. Insects, with some exceptions. Not that bugs are popular as food, but still. Leviticus says, it's only okay to eat the locust, katydid, cricket, or grasshopper. Locusts were a traditional source of protein in the desert. Other bugs could well have been poisonous. 4. Roadkill. In Genesis chapter 9, verses 3 and 4, God tells Noah, "Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. But you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it." This means that hunting for meat is okay, but eating anything that's already dead is not. 5. Bad bull meat. Exodus chapter 21 verses 28 and 29 says, "If a bull gores a man or woman to death, the bull is to be stoned to death, and its meat must not be eaten." This shouldn't be a problem for most people. But in Spain, bullfighting bulls are killed. If they gore a matador, their meat is then sold as food. 6. Shellfish. Mussels, oysters, lobster, scallops. Sorry, seafood fans. All that food is technically banned. Leviticus chapter 11, verses 9 to 12, is quite clear in this regard. But all the creatures in the seas or streams that do not have fins and scales, whether among all the swarming things or among all the other living creatures in the water, you are to regard them as unclean. You must not eat their meat. This means that fish without scales are also off limits. Technically, Christians shouldn't be eating marlin or shark. 7. Rabbit. Leviticus again. The rabbit, though it chews the cud, does not have a divided hoof. It is unclean for you. The funny thing is rabbits don't chew cud. Nonetheless, this zoological mistake is in the scripture, so rabbit meat is taboo for whatever reasons. 8. Snakes. Rattlesnake meat is popular in the American Bible Belt. That's weird because the Bible doesn't approve. Leviticus chapter 11 verse 29 forbids the consumption of creeping things. That means lizards, snakes, and other reptiles. Yep, frog legs are also out. 9. Pork. Whoa, isn't that a Jewish and Muslim thing? Well, technically, the Hebrew Bible is part of the Old Testament. So, back to Leviticus. You may eat any animal that has a divided hoof and that chews the cud, so only herbivorous ungulates can be eaten. Cattle, goats, deer, etc. 10. Any grape products. This ban technically applies to Nazarites only. In the Bible, the Nazarites were the most devout people. The most famous Nazarite was Samson. Paul and James, brother of Jesus, also took the Nazarite vow. In Numbers chapter 6 verses 1 to 21, God gives Moses detailed instructions. They must abstain from wine and other fermented drink, and must not drink vinegar made from wine or other fermented drink. They must not drink grape juice or eat grapes or raisins. They must not eat anything that comes from the grapevine, not even the seeds or skins. Did you know that